throw up. Guys would throw up, and they would make the other pledge brothers eat the vomit. I mean, I know it's disgusting, but it's absolutely true. The guy was totally honest about it, and it's not the first time that I've heard of it. It's very prevalent out there.
Anybody want to answer that? Go ahead.
Well, I'm from Carnegie Mellon University. I'm the president of Kappa Delta Rho. And I think what you have to define here is that there's a true difference between pledging and hazing. Hazing can be done to new brothers. If a person comes into a fraternity and they're a new brother, then they can also be looked down upon. And the question we were asked before the show...
I mean, do you look down upon new brothers?
Absolutely not. When I was a pledge, I felt as equal as anyone else.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I consider other people in the house equal. And the question you asked us was, should pledgeship be done away with? And I completely disagree with that, because what pledging is a trial program to see if you like that fraternity. For example, I mean, with Rush being 2 weeks long, how are you going to know if you're going to get along with every single guy in there?
So you see it, you would like to portray it then to the audience and have them understand that, I mean, in this case they say they have academic standards.
Yes.
In your case you're saying it's a social community, and if they become and fit in part of the community, 2 weeks isn't long enough to do that. You need an extended period of time. What, a semester?
Yeah, that's how long our pledge program is.
And so you would like that to continue?
Yes.
You don't want to see pledge abolished?
No, I do not, but I do think that hazing should be illegal.
All right, let's go back up to our set and introduce two more guests who join us this morning. We have Michael Newman, who's the president of Zeta Beta Tau. You met his brothers over on the other side. Student at Pitt. The National Office of ZBT has abolished pledging, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Across the country.
Yes.
Obviously, they thought there was a problem.
They did. They didn't think...
What was the problem?
The problem was 44 deaths, to be exact, in the last 10 years. And for fraternities to thrive in the next century, they had to do something about pledging. I don't think pledging...
Did ZBT ever have a death across the country?
I don't know. Not that I know of exactly. Maybe some years in the past, but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think that pledging and hazing are synonymous. But I think that with pledging, there's a window of opportunity for hazing. And what they try to do is close that window.
Make it a shorter time period. You got to decide right away whether or not they're brothers. I mean, right away is relative, but a shorter period of time, not a semester.
Well, you see, there's a big misunderstanding, okay? The new brother program is going to last a lifetime, okay? It's going to last 4 years, where the pledging process just went a semester long. So if the new brothers can't adhere to the standards that the fraternity wants, like one of my brothers said before, we have a semi-annual brother vote. And if the new brothers and the old brothers can't meet this standard, they will be expelled. This is a power we never had in the past. So what we do is we get the apathy out of the house, and the house runs smoothly.
Okay, let me move on to the man who's sitting next to you, Carl McCall. Started a pledging program with a frat that did support hazing.
That's right.
How much can you tell us about the school, the frat?
Well, I'm from Indiana University, Pennsylvania, and I was a freshman when, in fact, I was first semester freshman when I had rushed and pledged a fraternity. And as most semester freshmen, first semester freshmen, I went in totally oblivious to what was, what the fraternity was like. I mean, by the time...
But I mean, freshmen hear these stories. I mean, we're hearing them on the phone line this morning.
But I think the big thing is, as a freshman, you see the fraternities, you see parties, you see, I'll be totally honest, you see girls, you see drinking, you see a good time.
BMOCs, big men on campus.
Right. And it's like you ignore the stories because you're a freshman, this is what you want. You want to go through your college life as being popular, as going to the best parties, having the most attractive women on campus, come to your fraternity party, be with you. So no matter what horror stories you hear, a lot of times you get to talk yourself out of it because it's exactly what you want.
All right, hold on. Let's take a break. When we come back, I want to pick up with your story because what you found once you started the pledging process, more than you bargained for.
It's a little bit different than I expected.
We're coming right back in just a moment. Join us on Monday when we'll show you how to look like $1 million without spending even a tiny fraction of that amount. Find out how to dress like a fashion plate but still stay within a very thrifty budget, Monday at 10.
Friesant's Carpet's big sale is so big, the competition will do anything to stop it. Now save up to 50% on every Bigelow carpet we sell. Nothing is held back. Plus, buy with no money down and make no payment for 6 months. And if for any reason you're not happy with your carpet, even after installation, we'll replace it. It's Prezon's Carpet's Big Bigelow sale, with up to 50% off and no payment for 6 months. It's just too big to miss.
My family loves egg noodles, but noodles are made with egg yolks, and egg yolks are loaded with cholesterol. So I found something different with no cholesterol. They're called no yolks. They look like regular egg noodles, taste like them too, but no yolks are better. They're made with only the egg white, so there's no cholesterol. They're lighter and fluffier. They don't collapse and stick together. And no yolks taste terrific. So try them in your favorite noodle recipes. You'll like them. No yolks.
Mascara is no longer just mascara. Now, Almay introduces Mascara Plus. Mascara that actually cares for your lashes. Contains proteins and vitamins. Helps protect your lashes. Conditions and softens your lashes. So now longer, thicker, darker, and yes, even healthier looking lashes are yours. Mascara Plus from Almay. Perhaps the most cared for eyes in the world. Dry, flyaway hair. Oily, droopy hair. Now, Almay has the sensitive solutions. Individual hypoallergenic formulas for oily, dry, damaged, and normal hair. Shampoos and conditioners that solve your hair's special problems. See your hair bounce back and really shine. Revitalized, reconditioned, beautiful. Almay, perhaps the most cared for hair in the world.
Fire claims 2 lives in Hazelwood. The story at noon.
We are back. We are talking about the problem, the issue of fraternity hazing. Let's pick up with Carl McCall. So you're at IUP, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you're at IUP. You decide to pledge a fraternity. What happens?
I went through rush, which is like, just parties they have. With IUP, we have dry rush, which means no alcohol is permitted during the first open rush, which is like the first 2 weeks. So we go, you meet the brothers, and then you're invited back what is called closed rush, which is more personal one-to-one with them, in which alcohol is permitted.
How old were you? Didn't you say you were a freshman?
Yes, I was, but the good thing about this place was you weren't allowed to drink if you were under 21. So like you did see some people, but they actually did card you. And I received a bid, which was an invitation to become a brother. So I had taken it, and it was just very time-consuming, and it was more or less when I became the pledge of this fraternity, it's like that became my life. As is school and everything else came secondary. This was number one in my life, and I had to spend a lot of time there, and just,
Let's get to the nitty-gritty. What did they make you do?
Okay, I don't want to come off sounding bitter about the group I associated with, because I'm not. I mean, the reason I'm not a member is because I was, like I said, a freshman, and with parental problems, my parents intervened, and which almost forced me out of it because they did not approve of Greek life, period.
What got Mom and Dad really angry, though?
A lot of times they'd call and I wouldn't be there. I mean, they would call constantly, I just would not be there. And my roommate would just tell him he's out doing something with the fraternity.
Okay, but what happened to your grades?
My grades really suffered. I mean, I was doing very poorly.
Were you drinking?
At the beginning, yes, but like the first week it was, like not forced drinking, it was more social, like we were allowed because it was mostly getting to meet the brothers. But
you were 18 years old? What was the drinking age in Pennsylvania then?
21.
Uh-huh.
But like I want to be honest about it, it's behind closed doors, it's like in the privacy of your fraternity house, and a lot of times it's just between friends.
Did they ever ask you to do anything that you thought, no way, I don't want to do this?
I've questioned some things, but you see...
Give me a for instance.
Physical calisthenics. But I saw everybody else was pledging with do them without complaining, so I just went along with it. And I didn't see anyone get hurt or really, jeopardizing anything. Waking up the brothers at 7 in the morning. Or like, going down at 10, like if they find your class schedule, and when you're not in class, to be down at the fraternity house to clean. And, giving you your fraternity history.
No horror stories?
Not really.
All right, let me pick up with a woman who is standing by on the phone lines with us who does have a horror story, a tragic story. Her name is Eileen Stevens. She joins us from Sayville, Long Island, and unfortunately her flight was canceled this morning because of the hurricane and the threat of bad weather. We could not get her out to join us this morning, and we so appreciate that she is standing by on the phone lines. I'll give you a little bit of background before we start talking with her. Eileen's son was killed in 1978 in a hazing incident. He was 20 years old at the time. Eileen, you are with us, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Eileen, I think it's going to be most powerful if instead of my reading this, you tell us what happened to your son.
Chuck was a sophomore pledging a fraternity at Alfred University in upstate New York, and he and several pledges were kidnapped from their dorm rooms, assembled in a parking lot behind a dorm.
This is by the